What if I told you that right now your legs are losing something you cannot see? Something so small and so slow that most people over 60 never notice it until the moment they reach the bottom of a staircase and feel that familiar dread. That tight feeling in your knees, that heavy pull in your thighs, that split second of hesitation before you lift your foot onto the first step. That is not just aging. That is a specific biological process happening inside your muscles right now. Most people mistake it for something they simply have to live with. That is not meant to scare you. It is meant to wake you up. Because there are only 3 exercises that reverse this process directly. Once you learn them, climbing stairs will feel completely different from how it feels today. By the end of this video, you will know exactly why stairs feel harder than they used to, what is happening inside your leg muscles, and how to rebuild that strength starting today. Your muscles have not forgotten how to be strong. They are simply waiting for the right signal. Before we dive in, if you have not subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. I am Dr. Adrian Fairborn. I created this channel because the information that protects people inside my clinic should not stay inside my clinic. With over 20 years in physical medicine and rehabilitation, I have watched stair climbing go from a simple daily task to one of the single biggest barriers to independent living for people over 60. Most patients are told to be careful and hold the railing, but nobody tells them why stairs became hard in the first place, and nobody gives them the tools to reverse it. That gap is what this channel is here to fix. So let us start at the beginning. Why do stairs get harder after 60? The answer has a name. It is called sarcopenia. That is the medical term for the gradual natural loss of muscle mass that begins around age 30 and accelerates sharply after 50. By the time you are in your 60s, you can lose between 3 and 5% of your muscle mass every single decade. Picture a brand new rubber band, thick, elastic, full of snap. Now picture that same rubber band after sitting in a drawer for 15 years. Thinner, stiffer, far less responsive. That is what happens to muscle fibers as sarcopenia progresses. They quietly shrink, one fiber at a time, year after year. Research published in the Journal of Gerontology found that adults over 65 with measurable leg muscle weakness were more than 3 times more likely to report serious difficulty with daily tasks like climbing stairs and rising from a chair. 3 times more likely. That is the difference between living independently and needing help with ordinary movement. 3 specific muscle groups do the vast majority of the work every time you lift your foot onto a step. Your quadriceps at the front of the thigh, your gluteus maximus at the back of the hip, and your gluteus medius along the outer side of the hip. When all 3 are strong, stair climbing feels almost effortless. When even one weakens, your knee caves inward, your lower back compensates, and your grip on the railing tightens month by month. But sarcopenia is not permanent. Research published in the New England Journal of Medicine confirmed that targeted strength training can rebuild measurable muscle mass in adults well into their 80s. Your body does not stop responding to the right stimulus. Before we go further, I need to say something directly to you. Everything in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not medical advice. It is not a substitute for a conversation with your own doctor or physical therapist. If you have had recent knee surgery, a hip replacement, or any condition affecting your lower body, speak to your doctor before starting. If something hurts in a way that does not feel like normal muscle effort, stop and rest. If you are still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you are with me. Exercise number 1 is called the slow sit to stand. This exercise targets the 2 most critical muscles in stair climbing, your quadriceps and your gluteus maximus, at the exact same time. You need no gym, no equipment, and no prior fitness level. All you need is a stable chair. The instant you plant your foot on a step and push upward, your quadriceps fire to straighten your knee and your glutes fire to extend your hip. Those 2 actions together create the force that lifts your entire body weight. When those muscles weaken, your body finds shortcuts. You pull on the railing, you use momentum instead of muscle. Every shortcut makes the muscles weaker, which makes you rely on shortcuts more. The slow sit to stand breaks that spiral directly. Find a stable chair without wheels. Sit near the front edge with your feet roughly hip-width apart and positioned just slightly behind your knees. If your balance is solid, hold your arms straight out in front of you. If balance is a challenge, rest your hands lightly on the armrests for support. Push through your heels and the balls of your feet and rise into a standing position. As you come up, consciously squeeze your thighs and your glutes together. Coming up should be smooth and controlled, but going down should be slow. Take 3 to 4 full seconds to lower yourself back into the chair. Do not drop. Do not flop. Lower with intention. This slow downward phase is what exercise scientists call eccentric contraction. Research published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that eccentric muscle loading produces significantly greater muscle growth per repetition than the upward phase alone. The lowering is where the real rebuilding happens. The biggest mistake I see is momentum. People rock forward and throw themselves upward. That approach bypasses the muscles entirely. Start with 10 repetitions, 2 to 3 sets throughout the day. Now let us keep going with point number 2. The next muscle is one most people have never heard of, and it may be the most important stabilizer in your entire lower body. What I am about to share is something most general practitioners never bring up in a standard appointment. But without this muscle working correctly, every step you take on a staircase carries more risk than you currently realize. Exercise number 2 targets a muscle called the gluteus medius. You may have heard of the gluteus maximus, the large muscle at the back of your hip. But the gluteus medius sits on the outer side of your hip, and its job is entirely different. While the gluteus maximus propels you upward, the gluteus medius keeps your pelvis level side to side. Think of it like the outriggers on a boat. The engine moves the boat forward, but without the outriggers, the whole vessel tips sideways the moment anything pushes it off balance. When you climb a stair, your entire body weight shifts onto one leg with every single step. For that brief moment, you are balancing on one foot. If your gluteus medius is weak, your pelvis drops on the opposite side. Your knee collapses inward. Your lower back twists to compensate. A weak gluteus medius is one of the primary reasons people with no actual knee injury still develop persistent knee pain from stairs. The pain is not starting at the knee. It is starting at the hip and traveling downward. Research published in the Clinical Journal of Sport Medicine found that gluteus medius weakness was present in the clear majority of patients reporting knee pain during stair climbing and daily walking. Most had never been told their hip was the origin of their knee problem. The exercise is called the lateral step up. You need a small step, roughly 4 inches high, to start. The bottom step of your home staircase works perfectly. Stand beside the step and hold on to a wall or railing with one hand. Place the foot closest to the step up onto the step surface. Push through that elevated foot and bring the other foot up to join it. Then step back down sideways the same way you came. That is 1 repetition. The leg that stays on the step is doing all the driving, pushing your full body weight upward from a lateral angle, which is precisely the demand your gluteus medius needs. Watch that your working knee stays aligned with your toes as you push up. It should not cave inward. Aim for 10 to 15 repetitions on each side. If that feels easy after 2 weeks, move to a higher step. Give extra attention to the weaker side. Now let us move to exercise number 3. This is the one that surprises my patients the most, because it does not train you to go upstairs. It trains you to go down. And going down is actually harder on your muscles than going up. Stay with me here. What I am about to share comes from a study that changed how I approach stair rehabilitation in my clinic entirely. This next section is the part most people skip. Do not be one of them. Exercise number 3 is called the step down with eccentric control. Most people assume going up is the hard part, and going up does require more raw power. But descending places a greater demand on your muscles to absorb force in a controlled way. When you lower your body weight down a step, your quadriceps are being stretched at the exact same moment they are contracting to slow your descent. That is called eccentric loading, and it is more demanding on the muscle fiber than the upward push. When those muscles cannot handle that load, one of 2 things happens. Either your knee joint absorbs the impact instead of the muscle, creating the grinding, aching knee pain so many people over 60 describe, or you lose control of the descent and come down the step too fast, raising your fall risk. Both outcomes are preventable with this single exercise. A landmark study published in 2022 in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that eccentric step-down training in adults over 65 produced significantly greater gains in functional leg strength and stair climbing performance than standard upward exercises alone. That finding changed how I work with every stair rehabilitation patient in my practice. Here's how to do it. Stand on a low step or at the bottom of your home staircase. Hold a wall or railing with one hand. Place both feet on the step. Shift your weight onto your left foot. Then slowly lower your right foot toward the floor with full control over 3 to 4 seconds. Touch the floor lightly with your toes as a checkpoint. Then bring your right foot back up. That is 1 repetition. Do 10 on the right side, then switch to the left. The entire purpose is the controlled descent. Do not step down quickly. Your quadriceps and glutes should be actively resisting gravity for every second of the downward movement. That resistance is what triggers the rebuilding. Once you have done this comfortably for 2 to 3 weeks, add light resistance. A 10 to 15 pound dumbbell in your free hand amplifies the eccentric load meaningfully. The 2022 study found that adding moderate weight accelerated muscle rebuilding in the 65 and older group more efficiently than nearly any other lower body intervention tested. Start without weight. Build the pattern first. Add the load once the movement feels solid. Your working knee should stay aligned over your middle toes. If it drifts during the lowering, reduce your range of motion until your control improves. Now here is the final piece. And this one is not an exercise. It is a mechanical correction that will make every stair feel lighter starting from your very next approach. Most people over 60 make two specific errors when climbing stairs. The first is pulling themselves up with the railing, using their arms instead of driving with their legs. The second is standing too upright, keeping their weight over their heels instead of over the step they are climbing. Both habits feel safer. Both are making stair climbing harder and more dangerous. When your weight stays behind the step, gravity works against you. Your muscles must produce far more force to move your body the same distance. The correction is a small forward lean at the hips as you begin each step, not a dramatic bend at the waist, simply a gentle forward inclination, roughly 10 to 15 degrees from the hips. This shifts your center of gravity forward and over the step. When your weight is already over the step, gravity assists your ascent instead of resisting it. Research published in Gait and Posture found that older adults who used a moderate forward trunk lean during stair ascent showed measurably reduced quadriceps demand per step compared to those who stood fully upright. Less demand per step means you arrive at the top with more energy remaining. Try it the next time you approach a staircase. Lean gently forward from your hips as you lift your foot to the first step. Feel your weight shift toward your toes, then push. You will feel the difference within the first 2 or 3 steps. Let us bring everything together before you go. You now know that stairs become harder after 60 because of sarcopenia, a specific and reversible condition. And you have 3 exercises that rebuild each of those muscles directly. Exercise number 1 is the slow sit to stand. 10 repetitions, 2 to 3 times daily from a stable chair. Lower slowly. Exercise number 2 is the lateral step up. 10 to 15 repetitions each side from a 4-inch step. Keep your knee tracking over your toes. This builds the stabilizer that protects your pelvis and knees on every step. Exercise number 3 is the step down with eccentric control. 10 repetitions each side with a slow 3 to 4 second lowering. Add light resistance after 2 to 3 weeks. This trains the downward phase most people ignore. And remember the forward hip lean on every ascent. Shift your weight over the step. Let gravity help you rather than fight you. None of these require a gym or any equipment. You can start today on any chair in your home on the bottom step of your staircase. Consistency matters far more than intensity. Show up every day, and staircase will feel different within weeks, not months. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here is to living life on your own terms.